How you doing? I'm Darren with Kickin BBQ. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome. If you've been here before, then welcome back. Today we are going to be cooking up a rack of ribs on my new to me Outlaw stick burner. I have wanted a Outlaw stick burner for so long. I love the fact that it has an insulated firebox, and I did purchase this with my own money. Thank you to John, my buddy over at Big Racks Barbecue, great competition team, for the deal on this smoker. So let's get out there, get that fired up, and then we're gonna get these beautiful ribs prepped up right now. All right, and there is the Outlaw in all of its glory. And yes, we have snow. It is cold out right now. It's about 12 degrees, but that's not stopping us. We're firing this up and throwing a rack of ribs on there. I'm gonna show you how well this Outlaw smoker handles the cold. So let's get it fired up right now. All right, so the first thing we need to do to get this fired up is go ahead and open our door here, pull our fire basket, and I'm going to put 3 wax cubes in here just to get our charcoal going. I'm gonna slide that back in. I'm gonna pull this out, and we're gonna fill this up with some good lump charcoal. And I'm gonna be using Smoky Woods lump charcoal. It's just the best charcoal I've found. It's made in Wisconsin. It's kind of local to me, and it just burns really, really well. All right, so now that we have our lump charcoal in, I'm just taking a couple of the Smoky Woods pecan sticks. I broke them up here just as a little bit of kindling to get going in there, and we're gonna get this thing lit up. I'm just gonna slide these in to get that charcoal going, just like so. There's a little damper over here. I'm gonna open that up so that is fully open. You can see I have the stack wide open up here. Now I'm just gonna open up the body here and just let this charcoal catch for a few minutes, and then we'll get our temps dialed in. All right, so now that we have a coal bed established, I'm gonna take a chunk of post oak right here. I like to use post oak for getting those BTUs up, and I'm gonna smoke these ribs with cherry wood today, but to get this thing up to temp, I'm gonna be feeding it some post oak, and I might feed it some post oak throughout the cook, but this is really gonna help bump out those BTUs since it is so cold out. So I'm just gonna get this in just like that. I'm gonna let it ignite. Then I'm gonna close up this door, close up the chamber, and just watch it as it starts coming up to temp. I'll show you what that looks like when we get to that point. All right, so you can see that that split has caught. We got some flames dancing in there. At this point, I'm gonna get this in, close down. This is an insulated firebox, so we should be feeding about a stick every 30 to 45 minutes, even with this cold temperature. Now at this point, I'm gonna get this shut down. I have the damper over here wide open. I have the stack wide open. I'm just gonna watch this thermometer until we hit about 275 degrees. And then I'm gonna adjust the stack, and that's how we're gonna control our temperature. We're looking to lock in at 300 degrees right here. Cook these ribs kind of hot and fast. They're gonna be amazing. I'll bring you back when it's time to button down that damper and show you what that looks like. See you in a bit. All right, so it's been just a few minutes. We're sitting at around 300 degrees. I'm gonna close this damper so it's about a quarter of the way open. It's gonna lock in at 300, and it is truly that simple. By the time we get out here, the smoke will have cleared up. We'll have a nice coal bed. Right now, we're gonna go inside and get these ribs ready to go. All right, guys, so that Outlaw is pretty dang sweet. It's coming up to temperature right now. Let's get these ribs prepped up. All right, so here is our rack of spare ribs. You can see really nice, very well marbled. Just picked this up from the local grocery store. And we're just gonna do a little bit of trimming on this to get it ready for the smoker while it comes up to temperature. First thing I'm gonna do is take this chunk of fat off right here, because it's just gonna slip off when we go to slice it. So we might as well just remove it right now. Next thing I'm gonna do is I like to take this end bone off right here, because there is 0 meat on that thing. We don't need it. And sometimes I even like to come in and take one more off. That is pretty thin right there, so I think I'm actually gonna do that. We'll take that off. Just not a whole lot of meat on there. You can see there's some thicker fat. If you want to keep it on there, it's completely up to you. Next, I like to come in and take out the skirt right here. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you have a rub that you want to try, you're unsure of, season this up and throw it on the pit. Try a new rub that way rather than risk making a whole rack of ribs that you're not going to eat. Just a little tip. So then I like to come down here, kind of find where the bone ends. It's about right there. And I'm just gonna take this end off right like so. Get that off. That is looking pretty good to me. I'm just gonna even this out. just so we have a nice even rack right here. And this is optional. You don't have to do this. I just like the way it looks. And I need a pretty rack of ribs for my thumbnail, otherwise you guys won't watch the video. So let's trim that. And I'm just evening everything up just like so. So that is looking pretty good. Next, I like to come in and just score right here on the silver skin just like so. And now we're gonna pop that off. And sometimes you can get your thumb or your finger underneath that membrane and just take it off. Otherwise, use a butter knife to get under there. But sometimes you can just do that. Pop this off, slowly work it, and then take it just like so. Very simple, very easy. You can see we have a big chunk of fat right there. I'm gonna take that off. That is not gonna cook up very well. So I'm gonna take that down. And I don't like a big chunk of fat on the bottom of my ribs. So I'm just gonna take it down just a little bit. We're gonna be cooking at 300 today, obviously, so it should render down nicely. That's about all I really wanna do. Just gonna check this out one more time. Could probably even this up just a hair more right there. But otherwise, that rack of ribs is looking really, really nice to me. We got a lot of nice intermuscular marbling. This should cook up very, very nicely. All right, so now that we have these ribs trimmed up, we're gonna get them seasoned up. And we're going with Tailgater's Barbecue Party Rub as our base because it is just that good. And we're going pretty light on this bottom side here, just like so. The next rub we're coming in with is my honey chipotle. I'll have links down to both of these. You get them from Sucklebusters, you get them from Shields, you can get them from Ace. I'll have a discount code if you want to order from Sucklebusters. Honestly, their best deal though, if you buy 6 rubs, you get free shipping and a t-shirt. It's well worth it. If you have a couple Sucklebusters rubs that you like, you can get a heck of a deal and free shipping. I'm just gonna get those pressed in. We'll flip it over. And we're gonna repeat the process on this top side. Coming in with the Tailgaters, and then with my honey chipotle. And there we go, that is it. That is a nicely seasoned up rack of ribs. I'm gonna get this backside just a little bit more right here. Bang, there we go. That is looking a whole lot better. So I'm just gonna let these sweat in for a few minutes and then we're gonna get these out on the Outlaw. All right, so we're humming along at 300 degrees here. It is time to get these ribs on. They've sweated in, they look really good. So let's just get them on the cooker. And for me, I'm going just like this, and I'm gonna bunch them up. The draw on this Outlaw is incredible. It's just moving right across. It's gonna set up this bark really quickly. We may come out and spritz. I would during a comp. At home, not really sure. It's gonna be a judgment call. These are things you have to think of when you're cooking at home, making adjustments on the fly, making the cook work for you. But for now, I'm getting this lid closed. I'm just gonna feed a stick about every 30, 45 minutes. When it's time to wrap, I'll bring you back and let you know how long it's been. It's cold outside. I hope you guys are nice and warm watching this. Let's get cooking. And one thing I wanted to show you guys here, we don't have billowing smoke coming out of here. It is a nice, clean burning fire. That is exactly what you're looking for. You don't want it pluming out white smoke. This is clear, nice smoke. These are gonna be fantastic ribs. We'll see you guys in a few hours. All right, so we are 1 hour into this cook and you can see these ribs are looking really good. I'm just gonna come in and just give them a little bit of a spritz here, just to get some moisture on them, keep them nice and moist in there. I'm just gonna come out and do this, I don't know, every 20, 30 minutes until it's time to wrap, see how they're looking. But so far, they are looking fantastic. I'm just gonna keep feeding this fire. I'll bring you back when it's time to wrap, let you know how long it's been. I'm guessing probably another hour, so we'll probably wrap after 2 hours, but these are looking really, really good. See you in a bit. All right, it is 2 hours into this cook and you can see that those ribs are looking absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna get them off and we're gonna get them wrapped up right now. All right, so here are our ribs so far. You can tell they look really, really nice, good color. A little dark up here, but you know what? I'm not worried about it at all. These are at-home eater ribs. Really happy with how these are looking so far. So to wrap these up, I have a stick of butter here cut in half. Then I have a little barbecue sauce, and I can't tell you what the sauce is because I'm testing it out for a buddy of mine, but I'm really excited to try it, so we'll see how it is. All I'm gonna do is just take some of this sauce and just pour it right on there. The butter in there is to help keep the sugars from burning. This is gonna kind of liquefy, and this is gonna be our only sauce for the ribs right there. Next, we'll take our ribs, we'll put them meat side down. You can see we're starting to get some nice pullback. We got good color on the bottom. I'm just gonna take some of this dried up blood out of there. All right, now that's all that's left to do is to get them wrapped up. All right, so we got our ribs wrapped up nice and tight. I'm gonna get them back out on the Outlaw. Still gonna run at 300 degrees until they're tender. I'm guessing it's gonna be 45 minutes to an hour. These will be done. So I'll bring you back when it's time to check on these. Otherwise, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, so it has been 3 hours. We are going to check on these ribs right now and see if they are tender. Got a lot of nice rendered fat in there. They're looking really good. Bring this down so you can see it. But yeah, looking good. So I'm gonna come in here and it is probing tender, 205, 206, 207. Yeah, probing as tender as can be. So I'm gonna get these off, let them rest for about 30 minutes, and then we'll slice into them and see how we did. See you in a bit. All right, so we've let these ribs rest for about 30 minutes, probably a little bit longer. I got caught up in the football game, and check these out. Absolutely beautiful looking ribs. I'm gonna slide this right out of the way here, but look at that. Beautiful looking ribs. Color's great, tenderness feels wonderful. Let's slice into this and see how we did. Take and just start slicing these up. And this right here is gonna be my rib. Beautiful color, a ton of moisture. That looks amazing. These ribs look fantastic. Cherry wood stick burner ribs. Absolutely amazing. Let's jump out and let's give these a try. All right guys, it's a moment of truth, and I said I was going for that middle cut rib. Probably my favorite rib on a rack. Let's just go for it right now. Perfectly cooked rack of ribs. I'm telling you, they are not fall off the bone, but they bite right off. That cherry wood is lights out on the stick burner. That Tailgater's barbecue party rub is the perfect base, followed by my honey chipotle rub. Lights out. That sauce adds a really nice sweetness to it, but it's not overpowering. These are like savory, sweet, super balanced rib. These are phenomenal. Nice clean bone right there. And you know what? I don't even care, I'm having another one. Excuse me while I eat this delicious rib. Perfect bite off that bone. You guys, some of the best ribs I've ever done right here. I'm not blowing smoke up your keister. These are amazing. That cherry wood is just the perfect smoke for pork. You get a good color, you still get good smoke flavor, but it's not overpowering even if you go a little heavy on it. These are fantastic. There we go, another clean bone. Outlaw ran flawless, 300 degrees the entire time. I think I only used about 6 or 7 small chunks of the Smoky Woods logs. Super efficient. Even, like I said, it was 12 degrees out today. That insulated firebox is an absolute game changer. So glad I finally have an Outlaw. What do you want to see me cook on that thing? I got a brisket coming, so that excluded. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see me cook on that Outlaw. If you want to walk around, if you want some features on it, how I maintain fire, let me know in the comments below. One thing's for sure, that Outlaw is never leaving my garage. That is a fantastic cooker. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, stay safe, and we will see you next time. And I'm gonna eat another rib.